recording with me and Megan, especially since like both Dr. Hudson and Mr. Dorn said this is a brand new thing for us. We had no idea what we were doing a couple months ago. But yeah, so we will be showing you a professional recording first of the piece that we prepared for you. We will show you a couple videos of the rehearsal that we had. We will explain what kind of outside work was necessary to prepare for the rehearsal we had. I'll talk about what sort of things we worked on in the rehearsal along with those video clips. And then we will finish by performing the piece for you. The piece that I have chosen is Air for Band by Frank Erickson. So just a little bit about Frank Erickson first. He lived from 1923 to 1966. And not only was he a composer, but he also was an arranger and a conductor. He was in the U.S. Air Force Army Band, and he arranged for that band. It was in 1956 that he wrote Air for Band. So first I'm going to pull up the professional recording, which is done by the North Texas Wind Symphony. Let me just look here. So for this rehearsal, we had about half of our volunteer band members, they were unable to attend. So I'm not exactly sure if it's going to sound quite as good as that. But to prepare for this rehearsal, I had to do a score study, which basically means I had to look over all the parts for any adjustments I would have to make. And one example of that is we have no French horn players. So had to transpose the horn part and figure out if it would be covered in any other of the instrument's parts, just in case, so it wouldn't be missing. But Erickson, when he composed this piece, was aware of small ensembles, especially of young musicians, which may not have all the necessary instrumentation. So everything is doubled, otherwise I would have had to rewrite some parts so that it would be covered. Other adjustments I would have that I did make was in like the third clarinet and the tenor sax part, because there's some really important suspensions. So I had to write in some crescendos and decrescendos to make sure that those are really heard. I'm going to show you our sight reading video. Had a couple problems during the setup and everything. Obviously, since half the band was missing, but especially we were missing most of our clarinet players, so you can kind of hear it in there that I was singing the melody at some parts just so that they could hear that since it was not there at that time. And we only had one rehearsal compared to like 20 to prepare for a concert. There were a couple other sections that needed to be rehearsed. This first one is a clarinet entrance with the melody, because there's a lot of low voices that sustain, and especially during this rehearsal, we only had one clarinet, so making sure that the clarinet part is heard over all these low notes. So we went over that to make sure that everything was heard. I have 2 short clips of this, so we're going to watch those really fast. Listen to that. What we're looking at is the measure rate 4 beats. Some of you have the dotted half, and that's going to be the whole note. So this is that. So pick up to A. 1, 2. Section, because there's a lot going on in there. There's melody that's playing has a lot of sustained notes over the bar, and from measure to measure. There's the suspensions, there's the clarinet melody that's trying to get that to come out. So we went over that a couple times. I have 2 more clips of that we're going to watch.